there it is, 42,814 kilometers. Welcome back to another video. If you've been following, I've been trying to get this car on the road again. A few things I did to it myself that maybe I shouldn't. Play around with the fuel pump. Apparently I destroyed a new fuel pump, didn't flush the system. But really, they're the sort of things you leave to a mechanic to do. They're more qualified, you're playing around with dangerous fluids or fuels, and I'm surprised I didn't do any more damage than the fuel pump. Okay, so for the roadworthy to be done, to pass, I needed new tyres because originals were 18 years old. The original tyres they were. Brake fluid flush, restore the headlights, they were a bit yellow, and I went to YouTube to learn how to do that, and I'm not saying it's the best job, but it passed. And the washer was not coming out of the right hand side for the water jet to wash the windscreen. Fixed that. There was a mirror missing on that left side of the car, the external mirror. How, I don't know, but I went to the wreckers to get a replacement one. I couldn't quite get what I wanted. You'll see the photos I'll put up here, and then had it not quite matching. Secure the battery. Apparently I didn't plug in the clamp to hold the battery down when I took it, before I took it in. Spare wheel was flat, bit of air, fix that one. Wiper blades, it wasn't on the list, but I'm sure they missed it, because some things they missed on this roadworthy when they rang me up and said, by the way. So those wiper blades, they were $43 each side, very expensive. And the rear one here, because I didn't have them in stock, they gave me a insert to see if it fit, and it did, so it was only $43, where the Carnival was only like $30 for all three. And also the number plate light one was out. So to get to that point, cost wise, roadworthy was $220. The fuel pump with 42 litres of fuel to flush it, 4 spark plugs, and an injector cleaner, that was $1,123. Brake fluid flush, $44. Tyres were $550. Wiper blades about $86, and I lost a bit of track on the battery and starter motor need replacing, but they were roughly $299 right here, but I think it was cheaper for the battery. Starter motor is about $220. So all up, this car's now cost about $2,514 just to get to this point, and it's not even registered yet. Roadworthy's last 28 days, so there's plenty of time to get this car moved on to the next owner, but I will be putting a registration on it in the meantime. So that's what I needed to do to get this car now roadworthy, and it drives, feels and handles like a brand new car with only 43,000 kilometers on the clock. So let's have a look at the exterior, a walk around, and just see what kind of condition the sun has been beaten down on this car for the last 10 years has done to the exterior. Then after that, we'll take it for a drive. The 2005 Holden Astra, 18.5-year-old car this is, with only 42,000 kilometers on the clock. We can have a look all around the car. Let's have a walk around and see how straight and true everything is. So there's no dents on this car at all that I've found, other than here. That's it. No dents. There are a couple of scuff marks on the front when my nan had the car. I would just believe she just closed her eyes, went into the garage, but we'll get to that. But have a look how straight and true it is. The paint is faded in spots, which we can see more on the other side with the sun on it, but you get an idea how that looks nice there, but it's a bit faded here, and then under the number plate it's good again, and it just fades in and out. But there's, other than the exterior, it's perfect on the inside. I did a bit of black trim on this side, more so than the other side, but there really is nothing wrong other than faded paint. And there's the badge for the CD. New tyres. Brand new tyres to get the roadworthy. Now, this is all the scratch marks my nan did. a little bit down the bottom there. So that black is the plastic bumper underneath. Next, see where I put the black trim on this side of the car. There, I may have done that black trim there, but not that. You can see how it's faded. Another scuff mark there. The bonnet doesn't seem to have any chips out of it, but it is faded as well, but faded evenly, so it looks okay. Not until you get to the plastics and the metals where you really see the difference. And you can see that it's not as black here because I haven't done the trims there yet, but there's no dents, scratches. There's a little scratch through here and through there. Maybe that could be polished out. Well, that seems to go a fair way right across. Maybe that could be polished out, don't know. And like I say, this car looks very nice with the new tyres. And all these white dots, gave it a bit of wax, but I haven't cleaned this side up yet. And there's the colour again where it fades in and out, as well as the windows. A lot of wax I got to. Haven't washed it after I waxed this side of the car, but you can see how clean. Otherwise, as far as all the dents, there isn't any no dents. The roof copped the worst of all the fading, and probably like this all the way down. Who knows? Maybe that's a spray job that could be done, but the rest doesn't need to be. It's pretty good. Now, if you have a look. Inside, nice, clean. I've gave it all clean all around, the door trims everywhere, and it just come up superb. After cleaning it, it somehow still seems to find I guess cleaning the car, it just doesn't stop. That would have came from when I did the roof rails, hosed it out, and it fell back in the door here. It's disappointing because I went to so much effort to get this clean. So the interior is good with the spare tyre. Never been out of the car. When I say this interior is good, the only thing wrong with it, and I mean the absolute only thing, is the so-called material trim around the handbrake. So you've got your 60-40 split where the seats come down, and look how much room is in there. Being the wagon, you got a lot of room. So clean the door trims. Once again, after you clean it, dust and dirt gets in somehow. But it is, out of the 4 entrances, or the 5th one I should say, being the boot, the door, you'll see soon on the driver's door, has a little scuff mark. Otherwise, and once again, it was cleaned, and watch this, it comes off. Now, as far as the entrance is concerned, you'll see soon the door, driver's door, has a little scuff mark on the running board down there. But every other door entrance is spotless. And look at that beautiful interior. It's plastic everywhere. Bit of material in here plastic rubber material. Dashboard, no cracks. And this car has been out in the sun for 10 years. That's why the paint's so faded, but plastic, plastic, plastic. Maybe faded buckle release buttons, but that's it. This is the only worn in this whole interior. Everything else is immaculate, but there's a lot of plastic. It's just amazing. Like I say, this was my nan's car. My mum got it as a inheritance and didn't need it. Just let it sit there collecting sunlight rays on the bodywork, letting it deteriorate, but otherwise it's a very tidy car. I'm just amazed. I haven't seen a car this old that's in such good condition. And once again, clean that up, which was, it's just amazing how you clean a car and you turn your back, and as soon as you do it, it's dirty again. But yeah, I have to give it one more wash over, get all that wax spray off. And you can see the dirt come off here. This car would be perfect for, if not a first owner car, a second owner car, because they're still worth something. And usually people don't spend that much on their first car. Now, in the driver's door, a bit of a blemish in the paint there, and a little bit of scuff here. Otherwise, it is perfect, just like the rest of them. I'm just amazed how good it's come up. Now mechanically this car has needed I gave this a bit of a cleanup, and what we've got here is a new starter, new battery, new fuel pump. Had the car been used, maybe it wouldn't have needed that fuel pump. In here, the only thing wrong in here is the air that you enter the throttle body. This plastic has torn a little bit, like there's a bit of a gap in there. So for now, put that duct tape just to stop air from leaking in. Otherwise, mechanically, perfect. Have a look at under the floor mats. Beautiful. So the question would be is, okay, the passenger side, is that good? The driver's side always costs more. The floor mat, I did race this a little bit for cleaning, but look at that. It is in perfect condition. There isn't even a worn out heel spot from your foot on there. It's not even, it's in perfect condition. There's not even a worn out spot where your heel was sitting on the floor. There it is, 42,814 kilometers. You got a nice little pixelated screen, tells you the outside temperature, time, and if the radio is off, the date. With the radio being straightforward, you've got a few buttons to control a little bit with a CD player and climate control down the bottom there. And you've got all your climate control buttons there. And a sports button that I was talking about. You've got power mirrors. and power windows for the front only, the back are winders. And you've got a few buttons here. Driver lights, headlights, parkers, and you've got these push in, push out buttons, so you can turn them. The top one here changes the brightness of the instrument cluster, and that one looks like it changes the headlights, the dipped headlights. Volume control for the radio, and looks like it's for your phone connection. So looking at the gearbox, a 4-speed auto. Okay, let's take this for a drive. The 2005 Holden Astra CD model. First thoughts on starting it, nice, smooth, no problems, no hiccups, just gets us started straight away. Feels quite firm. Steering is very nice, very firm. Not too soft, not too light, just firm, so you got the sensation of actually controlling the car. Brakes feel pretty smooth. Takes off very nicely. You can feel it's an underpowered car being a 1.8 litre straight 4. But once again, we're not having a race car here, so it's just a matter of getting you to A to B. Very nice. It really, truly feels like this is a new car. One thing I'm annoyed about is new tyres were on it, alignment was done, and the steering wheel sits off centre. It doesn't pull any which way, it's just the steering wheel sits a little bit off centre. They said easy fix, but you know, once again, easy fix is not for me because I've got to go and take it back. It's got a sports button here. According to the manual, it just holds the gear a little bit longer, just so you don't have to feel like you got to put your foot down so much. And it does respond pretty well. Now, these cars, or this car I should say, it's got a bit of a quirk that I'm not liking. If you touch the indicator, it will just blink 3 times and cancel, but you've really got to hold it, you push me further and it holds down as long as you want. So with that sports button, I'm doing about 60 mile per hour, nearly 100 km per hour, sit on 2,500 RPM, push the sports button, and it kicks down to nearly 3.5 RPM. It'll give you that little bit more of an advantage that you need in traffic. It will do open road very well. Obviously the fuel consumption is going to be great, but if you take these in the city, that's where you're going to make the most benefit for what it is. It's a city car.